On the news tonight, EFCC secures interim forfeiture of 40 properties belonging to Ike Ekweremadu. Christian Association of Nigeria urges citizens to pray against troublemakers ahead of the 2023 election. And Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma calls for cooperation as Army launches Operation Golden Dawn. Well, many thanks for joining us for News Now. I am Folashade Ogrinde. Justice Inyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered an interim forfeiture of 40 landed properties belonging to former Deputy Senate President Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who is currently in custody in the United Kingdom. Justice Ekwo made the order following an ex parte motion by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In a short ruling on the motion, the judge ordered the Anti-Graft Agency to publish the interim forfeiture order of the properties in a national daily within 7 days from the date the order was given. Justice Ekwo specifically asked anybody interested in the properties covered by the interim forfeiture order to indicate within 14 days of the publication of the interim forfeiture order of the court. The former Deputy Senate President and his wife are currently standing trial in the United Kingdom over alleged organ harvesting. The Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja Catholic Archdiocese, His Eminence John Cardinal Onayekon, has called on Nigerians to pray to God to change the heart and minds of those who are causing problems in the country. He made the call at a national prayer meeting organized by the Christian Association of Nigeria on Friday. Cardinal Onayekon lamented the current security challenges in the country and the alleged complicity on the part of security agencies. He said there is deep frustration at the apparent inability of the government to restore peace and normalcy in the country. At the prayer session, intercessions were made for national security and peace, economic prosperity and national unity, as well as for good governance and leadership in the country. While still on electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has inaugurated an election logistics committee saddled with the task of ensuring the speedy and safe delivery of sensitive and non-sensitive materials for the polls next year. The ADA committee is composed of the military and paramilitary outfits, as well as the Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the National Union of Road Transport Workers, among others. During the inauguration, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu reiterated the determination of the Commission to stamp out last-minute postponement of elections in Nigeria associated with logistics difficulties. He urged the committee to act proactively, as this would help forestall any possible lapses during the period.
The establishment of the committee is born out of the Commission's effort to ensure the speedy and safe delivery of huge quantities of sensitive and non-sensitive materials for the 2023 general election. The logistics for the clearance, handling, custody, delivery and distribution of enormous quantities of election materials is the biggest operation Nigeria undertakes every 4 years. For effective coordination, the Commission believes that every national asset must be mobilized for the exercise. For the movement of election materials nationwide, Section 27, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022 empowers the Commission to seek the support of the armed forces. Accordingly, the 3 armed services, Army, Navy, Air Force, are members of ELOC. Similarly, the Nigeria Police, being the lead agency in election security, is also a member, as well as all the sister security agencies. The Nigeria Customs Service and the Nigerian Post Authority are also members, pursuant to their statutory responsibilities for the clearance and release of materials at seaports and other entry ports into the country.
The forthcoming 2023 general election, no doubt, is going to be the biggest and most complex logistic operation as of today. Nigeria is going to have, as we pointed out. The delivery of almost all the required logistic requirements as you pointed out just now, is going to be coordinated by this and Abuja commission, arranging delivery from polling units to various wards, local government areas, states and national collection centers for the constituency in which election will be conducted.
The governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodimma, has urged Imo citizens to cooperate with the Nigerian Army to ensure a peaceful Christmas celebration in the state. The governor made this call during the launch of a military exercise code-named Operation Golden Dawn 2 by the Nigerian Army 34 Artillery Brigade in Imo State. Uzodimma also commended security agencies for the continuous sacrifice and efforts to stamp out criminality in the state. On his part, Brigadier General Sani Suleiman says the exercises are aimed at checkmating activities of bandits as well as neutralizing all forms of criminality in the state, especially during the Yuletide season, which is just around the corner. The Southeast and Imo State in particular has experienced a rise in security challenges ranging from kidnapping, armed robbery, assassination, banditry, insurgency, among others. Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has assured the people of Kogi State that he will ensure the state gets all that is due to the people when he is elected president, appreciating a crowd that trooped into Lokoja, the state capital, from all over Kogi State to demonstrate support for him and his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima. Tinubu promised that the voice and demands of Kogi people would be heard loud and clear, not only in the campaign council, but also in the incoming APC administration. The APC presidential flag bearer who spoke on Thursday in Lokoja in a speech delivered on his behalf by Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State also donated 100 million naira to victims of Kogi flood.
This state has particularly been ravaged this year by flooding. You have a lot of precious lives. You have lost a lot of precious lives. You have lost properties. You have lost farmland. Part of the reasons we have put together this special work for Tinubu Shettima is to draw attention to this flooding problem. I want to tell you today that flooding will be a thing of the past when we get to the office. We will work with the Kogi State government to devise a permanent solution to this problem. We will continue the successes recorded by President Muhammadu Buhari administration and also move to improve on them. We will do even more. The details of our agenda are contained in our action plan. I make bold to say that we will tap and develop the abundant resources available in Kogi State in conjunction with the Kogi State government for the benefit of the people of Kogi State and Nigeria.
The Senate Committee on Appropriation has issued an ultimatum to its various committees to submit their reports to its Appropriation Department on or before November 11, 2022. This mandate was contained in the approved timetable for the consideration of the 2023 Appropriation Bill released by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Senator Barau Jibril. Senator Jibril, while briefing Senate correspondents, said the lawmakers are purposeful, focused and determined to accelerate the passage of the 2023 Appropriation Bill of 20.5 trillion naira before the end of December 2022.
Going by the timetable that has been distributed to each and every committee, to each of the subcommittees of appropriations, where we are supposed to receive the reports of the Committee on Capital Market this morning, as well as that of Cooperation Integration in Africa, Downstream Petroleum Resources Committee, Upstream Petroleum Resources Committee, and Committee on Gas. But unfortunately, none of them is here. Clerk, you need to inform them that they need to adhere strictly to this timetable, because we are committed to making sure that we don't go beyond December of this year in passing this appropriation bill. It has been the custom, it has been our resolve that every year we must pass the application committee before the end of the year. It has been something we are committed to in this current National Assembly.
The National Security Advisor, Babagana Monguno, says the country's security agencies are currently on top of their game to address the concerns of Nigerians as it borders on security. Monguno made this comment when he appeared before the Senate Committee on National Security for their budget defense, along with heads of other intelligence agencies. The NSA gave the assurance after getting commendation from the Senate Committee on the notable improvement in the country's security interventions by the Nigerian Armed Forces in tackling security issues.
We hope that you will continue in the spirit of what you have been doing, because everybody now is aware of the fact that there is improvement in the security situation in this nation. The security situation improvement came as a result of intelligence. Intelligence is a critical aspect of ensuring that there is security. So we are going to support you in whatever way possible to ensure that you critically perform the mandate that has been given to you.
As a committee that is saddled with overseeing these very critical agencies, we have a responsibility to ensure that under the provision of appropriation, that the security agencies, and particularly the offices that are appearing before us, are further empowered to undertake this very critical responsibility of securing this nation and safeguarding the lives of our citizens.
We've not been relenting, we will not relent, but we would want to urge this distinguished House to also understand the challenges that we've been facing in the context of the challenges of the 21st century. By the time I'm done with my brief, I'm sure a lot of light would have been shed on these issues.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, has expressed concern over the alarming rate at which Nigerians flee abroad, describing it as a failure. General Irabo made this known at the 2022 Emerging Leaders Conference in Abuja, says Nigerians must understand the issues faced in the country and work with the government in tackling these challenges. He said fleeing is not the solution or way forward to the country's challenges, but the determination by young men and women to face the situation and correct it. Speakers at the event believe Nigerian youth need mentorship, which will help to build future leaders and fix the country.
It is not by you, Jakpa or not Jakpa, that you are going to make it. The reason is this. Every one of us, I believe everyone here, there's no one who does not believe that there's a God. Now, there is a purpose for each and every one of us to be on this planet, on this surface of the earth. And the Creator did not make a mistake by bringing you and I to occupy this defined space. If the reason for your moving, it is not to know what happens in another client and for you to come to inject it, you just want to abandon, then you're a failure. And I do not believe that there's anyone here who would desire to be a failure. Why? Nigeria as a nation is being given to us as leaders in our own right to defend. All the inheritance of this land is given to us to not just to defend, but equally to explore and ensure that the best, is derived from them. But it takes you, the emerging leaders, it takes you and I to be able to exploit, to understand what the problems are, and not to abandon the problems and to take flight.
We need leaders with a high level of industry. We need leaders with high level of vision, innovation, people who can go the extra mile to create value. We need value creators. And for the past 21 years, we have been in the business of ensuring that we host 1,000 young people every year. And I'm glad that young people will live here transformed and better.
The Food, Beverage and Tobacco Senior Staff Association have staged a protest against the unlawful dismissal of over 80 staff of Suntory Beverage and Food Nigeria Limited. Speaking with TV360 Nigeria, the vice chairman of the association, Adeboye Adeshino, and other officials explained that the redundancy began when the company was acquired and ownership changed hands. He added that the workers were laid off without a severance package or gratuity.
The nature of my work, I'm a sales manager. The nature of my work is I plan for the next month. It is one of the things we've been asked to do. I plan for the next month. I plan for now and next month. It has already been part of what I've been doing since I joined the business. However, even when I've invested so much into that, because of my loyalty to the business, I was asked to leave. As I speak with you, I still have that emotional torture in my head. And I'm not the only person. We have a lot of people, and they have resigned to fate because we've been asked to leave, which is inappropriate.
Over 60 members were sacked without consulting the union, without giving them the right benefit that they are meant to be given. So we wanted to be installed. Then they will now call for a negotiation with the union members. Then we want our gratuity to be discussed, and at the same time signed off and paid to the appropriate channels. Also, a lot of atrocities are happening in the company. We want to put a stop to all those things.
There was a buyover. There's a company called AFDL. They bought my company over in August 4. And we have so many MOUs on ground, understanding. And they promised us that they were here to work with us as Indians and make this company a greater one. But to our surprise, in October 31st, they sacked over 70 staffs.
They need to sit with the union body and negotiate how they are going to be paid their final entitlement. And we are talking about the antecedent of the Indians in Nigeria, the way they treat Nigerian workers. We are not okay with it. They can't just come from their country and come and destroy Nigeria for us. We've been complaining about Nigeria being maltreated with all these foreigners, and we are putting an end to it. And that is why we are saying we are not going to be allowed them to operate the way they normally operate.
Well, we'll take a break here, but still to come, 89-year-old Paul Dia set for 40th anniversary as Cameroon's president. Details of the story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the president of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places, the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here is a recap of our top story tonight. Justice Inyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered an interim forfeiture of 40 landed properties belonging to a former Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who is currently in custody in the United Kingdom. In a short ruling on the motion, the judge ordered the Anti-Graft Agency, EFCC, to publish the interim forfeiture order of the properties in the National Daily within 7 days from the date the order was given. But in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. American pharmaceutical company Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech has announced that a booster dose of their bivalent COVID-19 vaccine performs better against two circulating versions of the Omicron variant compared with the booster shot of the original vaccine. The company said the safety and tolerability profile of the bivalent booster remains favorable and similar to the original vaccine. We'll take a short break here and return with more stories and business. To stay with us. Welcome back. We have Simi Saladigo on standby to bring us up to speed on the latest in the world of business. Simi, what's the latest?
Thank you very much, Folashade. Welcome to business. Now, this year's edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair has commenced on Friday, November the 4th. The exhibition, organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is scheduled to hold at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, and will last for a period of 10 days, ending on Sunday, November 13th. At the grand opening of the event, the president of the LCCI, Michael Olawale Cole, urged investors to seize the various opportunities the event provides to enhance their businesses and called for policies that will attract foreign investment. On his part, the Governor of Lagos State and the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment commended the efforts of the LCCI and ensured that the government will continue to utilize all available resources to build a global competitive economy.
We are expecting a new national trade policy that can respond to the dynamics and new realities of the global trade system in terms of the evolution of global production networks and global value chains. We need to continue to be able to create that enabling environment for businesses to thrive, for them to have some semblance of predictability, some semblance of definitiveness around what the government issues and what government programs will be, so that they can plan, they can take the risk, and they can continue to create job employment and job opportunity for all of our citizens.
The Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is reviewing and updating our national trade policy in order to firmly establish Nigeria as a worldwide trading hub and a regional leader. This policy will aim to maximize our economic output, expand infrastructural development, promote business growth, industrialization, and entrepreneurship. While we take these strides, it is important that all national policy makers, business leaders, and trade development partners know that the synergy and cooperation between all parties is cardinal to enhancing trade in Nigeria.
We'll go on a short break here and be back with stock market report. Amid trading sessions of both negative and positive closes in the week, the Nigerian equities market closed in green with a rise of 0.07%. Now, the gain of 194 million naira was made possible thanks to industrial stocks, despite sell-offs in banking, insurance, consumer goods, and oil and gas stocks. Of course, the all-share index and market capitalization also rose to 44,269 basis points and 24.1 trillion naira. thanks to Friday's top gainers, Gerego Power PLC and UAC of Nigeria, closing with a gain of 210 naira. Custodian and Allied PLC and CAP PLC had a combined loss of 12 naira 80 kobo. Now, Friday's market performance shows that a total of 705 million volume of shares valued at over 4 billion naira exchanged hands in 3,472 deals. Global stocks as well rose slightly on Friday, even though all the major averages are on a pace of weekly decline. So our select foreign stocks, UK's FTSE and US Dow Jones, recorded a positive return at the end of Friday's trading. Meanwhile, Japan's Nikkei, however, lacked the winning streak, closing with a loss of 1.68%. That's the stock market report. Folashade, back to you.
Well, many thanks to Misula for that update. And on the foreign scene, President of Cameroon, Paul Biya, will on Sunday mark the 40th anniversary of his rise to power amid splashy ceremonies where the question of succession will almost certainly be absent. 89-year-old Biya founded the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement in 1985, and the party said it would hold a big party across the country to mark the anniversary. According to a member of the party's Central Committee, the festivities will celebrate political stability and peace, the biggest successes of this last 4 decades in Cameroon. And now to sports. The Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has decried what it describes as speculations and outright falsehoods over the relationship between it and the head coach of the Super Eagles, Jose Santos Pesero. According to a statement by Mohamed Sanusi, the NFF General Secretary, most of these speculations are ridiculous because the body has no problem with the coach. There has been unconfirmed reports that the football governing body had appointed an interim coaching staff to take over from Pesero in the event of a complete breakdown of the deal with the Portuguese manager. And that's the size of our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.